so motherfucking designer right now. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, all the guys on the wall.
My name is Irfan. So currently I'm working as an engineer in the electronic manufacturing company. So I am 28 years old, still young. But I think I have working experience for about 4 years already. So
thank you for inviting me to complete your task. First of all, I introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Firdaus Amali bin Omar, and I'm working as a BIOS engineer in one of the MNC company in Penang. I have been there for around 2 years plus.
for me, I think personally OSHA is very important. So because you have to take care of your employees' well-being. So I think, but then sometimes it depends on different industries. I think in your case, manufacturing, engineering, right? So manufacturing, you will be involving in a lot of process in the factories. So safety in the factory is very important. So I think yes, for us, especially in like, for example, manufacturing and construction, and also maybe oil and gas. So it is very important and crucial for you to have occupational safety and health regulation. But for certain industries, you can be a little bit more lenient. For example, in my current work, we don't really involve in heavy machinery, so we don't really have a strong emphasis on implementing OSHE. But then that does not mean it's not important. It's still important. It's just that some companies does not really implement it well comparing to other more safety critical industries.
As a professional, they understand that the OSHA is the rules that all the, let's say for my side, engineers has to follow the rules without any exception.
I think OSHA is in like a proper organization. Like OSHA will always be introduced and explained to every employee. What is the regulations that they do, what must be done and not be done, and what must be considered when you do something dangerous or maybe something that involves your safety. So we have those things that we have to follow so that you can make sure that your employees is safe and can be confident to be, at least be doing their job at the highest level of safetyness. For me, I think for my job scope, we don't really, especially in my current company, we don't really use much OSHA. but I have experience in a construction company where we actually do implement OSHA, even in the office, right? Even if you're just an engineer working in the office, not going to the site, you can emphasize on OSHA. Like for example, ergonomics, right? How you work, your desk and your settings work set up. Is it ergonomic for your body, or is it can be over the long term cause harm in your, for example, posture and everything and so on. So that can be considered as OSHA actually, because we do emphasize on ergonomics, working ergonomics, and also safety in your office. For example, if you have like some loose wire, for example, if you're just working with electronics, right, in the office, and some other symptoms in the office itself, so you can actually practice it. And if you do see those things that you may consider as not safe, then you may report to your safety organization. Usually we, in a big company or maybe in a small company, we do have safety officer they can report if you see anything that you see as wrong, or maybe can be a hazardous scenario for others. You can actually report to them lah. So that's the easiest way to practice OSHA. Otherwise, inside there's a different stories that you have more regulation and more things to follow, like wearing safety helmet or maybe wearing safety boot and so on. But in the office, it doesn't mean you cannot implement. Like you do have OSHA in the office as well. So benefit can be personal, individual benefit, and also the company's benefits. First of all, I think benefit for ourselves as an engineer, I think we stay safe and we can work confidently, I would say. So you do not feel like you're not being safe, and that's the most important thing actually. But then even for the company itself, like you don't want injuries to happen, because it can lead to, for example, lawsuit if you did not implement good OSHA or good safety implementation. So you can be sued, for example, and then you can lose your employees. Like, for example, if worst case, you can have death, and then you have to do reporting and so on, and the cost that you have to compensate to the families, for example, to the we do have OSHA regulation in Malaysia. So if you have some wrong things that have been done in your company, and then they will also to you as well, so to speak. So it's very important.
The benefit is, like I said before, will increase the productivity of the employee, and also there is no accident it's not about accident can occur, but will reduce the accident in their workplace.
Yes, I do believe so. We have to train our engineers to at least know how to be aware of their surroundings and whether they follow the OSHA regulations or not. Because, for example, right, the simplest way of explaining is in a scenario where someone may be unhealthy, for example, getting cardiac arrest, or for example, you have to know, or maybe you have to have someone that have certification in first aider. For example, you have to have someone that knows how to handle this kind of situation, and you have to have a first aid kit, for example, nearby. This is the simplest way to see the benefit of OSHA lah. So imagine if your company doesn't have any first aider, and then suddenly someone have heart attack or something, and and worst come to worst, you no one knows what to do, right? Just tengok je. So it's not a good thing lah. It's not a good thing, and at least you have to implement that level of safetyness. That I would consider that one is the most fundamental and the most basic OSHA that you can implement in your companies lah. So yes, it do cost many costs, not just financially, but then it will cost life as well. So we do not want that to happen. And I think one thing to share is, like, for example, losing life is not only just impacting your business, but also impacting your team members, your surrounding people. Like, I mean, imagine if you lose someone due to some accident, so mentally it will be draining for others as well lah. And you'll be losing maybe friends. If you consider him or her as a friend, right, you'll be losing friends, but then you'll be losing your employees. So it's not a good feeling for everyone lah. So it costs a lot.
Yes, of course, because it's when we talk about the safety, and the employee must follow all the rules for the safety lah, of course.
I think generally for OSHA we do have I think governing bodies, but then it's not the easiest way to refer. I mean, governing bodies you not as straightforward as getting direct information. So I would say the best way to like learn about OSHA actually to go, if you are working in your company, go to your safety officer there themselves and ask them. It will be easier like that, because certain companies they implement different kind of OSHA, but then in general they do tend to mitigate the same thing, which is injuries and casualties. So I would say if you are working, for example, in a factory and you have a safety officer there, so you can refer to them and what's the safety regulation, what's not to be done, and what is safe for others, and so on. They will have a lot of information on that, specific to your company's policies. I do have kind of similar situation, but then not really with client lah, but with the company themselves lah.
Is of course code of conduct lah. When we talk about OSHA, the first thing is we must follow all the rule before we enter to, let's say before we did the job, we must ensure that our working place is safety enough, and what we did for our job is just follow the rule of the safety in the company. Don't